Singapore has a reputation of being one of the cleanest cities in the world. But is Singapore really clean? If you wake up early in the morning, take a look at the streets. Is this how far we've come? Is this the environment that I want to raise my children in?
Singapore appears clean because we have many cleaners cleaning after us.
Every resident think that we should not litter. We should take action against the litter bug. But how to take action and how to be effective?
Imagine Singapore with no cleaners, with no one to clean up after us. All the food and trash left on the floor. We're just welcoming all the rats, all the plastic bags. Perfect environment for mosquitoes to breed on stagnant water. It's time for us to do something about it. It's time for us to change. And to find out how, we went to Taiwan. We went to Taipei City to see how they are coping and how their culture would embrace cleanliness. We went to see the government initiatives, the schools, and the community.
We are here for holidays, and surprisingly, that we find Taiwan is really a very clean place. It's much more cleaner than Singapore. We hardly can find the dustbin all around in Taiwan.
Yeah, they have the initiative to actually keep the rubbish themselves.
Why we are here in Taiwan is because the Taiwanese have become much more responsible to the environment over the years. Taiwan appeared to be clean with very few cleaners. So the Taiwanese keep the place clean themselves, whereas Singaporeans, many of them, rely on cleaners cleaning after them.
This is the major hurdle that we have to cross. And this is something which we all want trying to figure out, how did Taiwan do it?
That has become part of our lifestyle habit, and the people, they do not throw it. That you try to educate the people not to get used to the disposable things.
那台北市过去也一直在跟新加坡在学习哦。
They come out with very innovative idea. That is, in order for residents to throw rubbish, they have to get the designated plastic bag that is sold by DEP.
这个是台北市专用垃圾袋，那我们有7种规格，有3公升、5公升等等。那如果台北市的市民想要把那个一般垃圾要送出去焚化的话，必须要装台北市专用垃圾袋，才有办法帮垃圾送出来给我们做焚化。那另外第3类就是说，我们如果有厨余，有分为养猪厨余跟非养猪厨余，一样可以到我们清运线上，我们会帮你收运。
台北市政府专用垃圾袋。
The other thing that impressed me a lot is that residents themselves carry the bag of rubbish and throw it to the collecting truck.
It gives the responsibility back to the residents, to the people, to clean up the whole city.
Ownership in keeping the community clean is part of their culture. But where does it begin?
The first school is very interesting. I mean, it is obviously a very special school. The way they have painted, the walls and decorated the classrooms, it's obviously meant to remind the students of the importance of the environment.
为了让小朋友或是一般大人进来可以感受到厕所上厕所这种是很舒适的感觉，所以呢，我们在厕所里面会做一些美化跟绿化的动作。那这样子动作呢，让他们觉得在这边上厕所是很舒服，而且会比较愿意去保持干净。这样子，谢谢。
活动，然后呢就是感动接下来呢就是行动。In short, it means through activities, motivate the students so that they want to take action. Every one of them are so passionate about environmental issues.
The schools generally do not employ cleaners. It is expected that the children, coached by the teachers, will keep the school clean. And in both schools, they were completely spotless. And I think the children and the teachers, they did a wonderful job of maintaining the place.
好，在民生国中，上从老师下到学生，每一个人对环境环保的概念都相当的清楚。那也知道说地球只有一个，那每个人呢，透过很缜密的规划，从资源回收，从厨余回收，还有环境的整理跟打扫，都尽一份心力。
And they kept saying that really is good intention is not the same as action. It is about you really have to do something. Then you can't share, you actually feel it. And only when you feel it, then you want to do more.
They classify the litter that they collected into recyclable, into the various bins.
And when you have to sort out the rubbish into the different components for recycling, you're more conscious of what you're doing. And therefore you reduce the amount of waste you generate.
There are no cleaners in the school. We clean the school ourselves. We segregate the plastic, paper and bottles.
And I'm sure later on in their life, after they leave school, they will be very mindful about environmental issues.
Long ago, many Singapore schools used to do the same thing. But it is over the years that I think we begin to outsource the cleaning. And I think in the process, we probably lost that opportunity to teach the right kind of behavior.
And we must be prepared to create activities so that students can actually generate feeling for the environment. And then they will act it out.
把垃圾捡起来等于把福气捡起来。我想这句话我们应该牢牢记住，而且运用在我们自己的日常生活中。
As you can see, the schools create a spirit of volunteerism, and ownership belongs to everyone. And once you have that instilled in you, you can take action.
After visiting the schools, we visited a group of volunteers who kept a community garden, kept completely clean by the volunteers.
And it is coming from within themselves that they find that they have a responsibility in order not to litter, in order to keep the environment clean.
This place used to be very untidy. There were garbage everywhere. It has now become a much more welcoming place for people to use.
We can see that this is a community effort. What they have done one step further is to collect rainwater, use the rainwater to plant the plants.
Everything they do here, from recycling of water to the planting of the garden to the cleaning of litter, everything is done by volunteers.
My name is Daniel Gruber. I'm from America. I've been living here in Taiwan for almost 4 years. In 2013, we founded Rethink. It's an environmental campaign that promotes environmental awareness, and we help clean up the beautiful coastlines of Taiwan. Now we have close to 40,000 members.
大家好，我是 Rethink 共同创办人的黄志阳。那我在2年前碰到 Daniel 之后，我们就刚好2个人都有一段空档的时间，把一个假期变成一个环岛的一个净滩活动。那一路我们碰到很多不同的人，然后做了很多不同的事情。那一路到今天为止，我们已经有号召超过5000个人，然后一起来参加过我们净滩活动。
Look at all the rubbish. And you can see some of the debris. It's also what we find on the beaches in Singapore.
那我们最重要的目的就是要让环保这个东西变得不是那么的沉重。但是我们换个层面想，其实环保不是让大家觉得说听得很厌烦的东西，而是说环保也可以是很轻盈、很有趣、很时尚、很年轻人可以做的事情。
Each group works in pairs, and then one will carry a recyclable bag, and the other one will carry a refuse bag. We saw a lot of bubble tea cups, so people who dispose off into the drains could end actually being washed up ashore, back again to the lands.
My passion for volunteering for environmental protection is because I realize that we can influence people and make this society better.
可以看到整个台湾人在保持卫生、保持环境整齐方面所做出的这个工作，它不是一天的工作，它真的是一辈子的工作。
Taiwan and Singapore are so similar in so many ways. And 50 years ago, we're just about the same in terms of our cleanliness. But it's amazing how 50 years later, we need 70,000 cleaners cleaning up after us. You have to ask yourself all these questions. You know, when I participate in runs, in the beginning of the race, the streets are beautiful. By the end of the marathon, have you noticed the amount of rubbish that's left behind?
Just last month, I was running the Singapore Marathon. This is almost exactly the same scene. We are here to look at how they organize the Taipei Marathon. If you notice the background, the whole place is quite clean, right? And later on, we're going to see how clean it is during the run and after the run.
最主要是在台湾就是我们这边的政府，尤其是家长的一些从小的教育是让这些所有的市民国民本身体验，这是我们的国家这是我们的环境，我们应该要保持它的一个环境度、干净度。
Growing up, my mom always told me to clean up after myself. Clear the rubbish, clean your bedroom. Now that I'm an adult, I look around my neighborhood, my community, I see all the trash and all the litter, and I ask myself, whose responsibility is it? I think we don't realize how much negative effect we have on the environment when we choose to leave our rubbish around. And after being aware of it, we can make a difference.
I hope that we Singaporeans should learn from Taiwanese that we must keep our own country clean.
I hope to see less dustbins in all the parks and public areas. I like to see people take more responsibility and ownership where they carry their own litter and actually put it in the bin. I like to see the number of public cleaners reduce, because that is the final evidence that Singaporeans are really taking full ownership and coming to a class of nation where we really are clean and we understand the need for good social behavior. That's my dream.
Can Singapore be a clean city? Whose responsibility is it? Now I know.